Y'all, it seems Tiffany Henyard's crime clock is ticking out faster than she thinks, as the feds are now closing in on her on every side, especially since the arrest of one of her biggest allies and closest lapdog, Lacey Lewis, the now ex-chief of police. And y'all, for those who don't know, the mayor of Dolton, Tiffany Henyard, has been facing allegations of corruption literally since the first day she got into office, but somehow, she has always managed to slip through the cracks every simple time. But this time around, the whole drama has gone messier, and Tiffany might have gotten to the end of the road. Y'all, this whole situation is so sad. Of course not for Tiffany, but for the people of Dolton, who for a second must have thought, hey, we've got ourselves a leader we can trust. Now, back in 2022, which was just a year after Tiffany got into office, the people of Dolton were already clamoring for her removal, passing a majority vote to kick her out of office for her lack of transparency. But unfortunately, the court ruled against it. The residents of Dolton have since time immemorial equated Tiffany to an authoritarian ruler, as all she's been known for is controlling the police department like her personal puppet show and squandering taxpayers' money on everything except their welfare. And according to words on the street, in 2022, Dolton's general fund was allegedly at $5.61 million, but recently it was found in May that it was now below a deficit of $3.65 million. Yep, you heard that right. So what in the world could one person have done with all that money? You might ask. Well, the residents of Dolton got the former mayor of Chicago, Lightfoot, to run some investigation into the financial state of the community, and in a not-so-surprising turn of events, it was found that about $7 million that was signed for vendors never went out to them. Aside from that, it was also discovered that the mayor had spent about $35,000 on Amazon purchases in just a single day. And y'all, it gets worse. Tiffany Henyard was reported to have used the taxpayers' money for her personal enjoyment and enrichment, taking lavish dinners, flying first class on expensive trips, and carrying along tight security details. Y'all, this menace of a mayor was going wild and the residents weren't having it. This super mayor had allegedly also spent tons of dollars to paste her face, which nobody wanted to see on billboards all over the city, which again was from taxpayers' money, and also splashing funds on a PR firm monthly to clean up her messy image. The most sickening part was the way she used the police department, turning them into some personal security guards who went about doing everything other than their primary duties. Two policemen, including the ex-police chief, Louis Lacey, was found to have been paid an overtime of $96,000 in the last fiscal year. But thank goodness justice is about to be served, because just last week, Lacey Lewis was slammed with a 9-count indictment including charges of bankruptcy, fraud, and lying under oath, to which he pleaded not guilty, but we know he guilty ASF. Anyways, Lacey's lawyer had allegedly said that the arrest of Lacey was all part of a witch hunt by Tiffany's political opponents to bring her down, and to that I say SMH. But y'all, from all the drama going on, one thing is for sure. If Freeman Keith, who was the first aide of Tiffany's to have been charged with a federal indictment, and Lacey Lewis, who is the second, happen to cooperate with the feds and tell on Tiffany, then it's all over for her and her corrupt reign. The residents of Dolton have been so pissed with their self-acclaimed super mayor, they even took to the streets to protest against her. And boy, it seems the pressure is getting worser by the day for Tiffany. One person even said, "This woman is brazen and scandalous. She's so high on power, she's convinced herself she's untouchable. Karma is around the corner waiting." Another person said, "This is disgraceful. How could anyone do this to their community that put their trust in them?" And y'all, the most interesting part is that the mayor has gone into hiding, as it was reported that she didn't show up at last week's village hall meeting. I mean, how could she when her day of reckoning is around the corner?